Get to the... You know what? We really need Schwarzenegger. He's the best at doing that.
Hey! What's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Ocular Max Impetus. So here we are, and there he is. And first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. So right up front here, we have Impetus. It's just a nice little window box. His name is Impetus Interrogation. Up top, Impetus, all built in. On this side of the box, Impetus. On the other side of the box, we have Impetus. On the bottom of the box, we have Assaultus, the War Titan. We have silhouettes and things and stuff and barcodes. On the back of the box, we have your obligatory product shots. He's all like, transform! And here you have your bio if you want to read it. And you also have tech specs, and I also give you a nice G1E tech spec decoder there, so you can see all of his stats if that interests you. And that's basically it for the packaging. Also included is a collector's card with another image there of Impetus, and on the back you have more bios, more tech specs, if that interests you. Hooray for cards. And moving right along, here we have Impetus, and this is the first component of Ocular Max's Assaultus, aka Bruticus, and this is their take on Vortex. And here he is in his helicopter mode. Get to the chopper! Let's get in close here so we can take a look at the details. You can see the blue going down the front here. You can see black for the cockpit section. You do have some nice transparent smoky plastic there for the windows. They're also trimmed in silver, which looks quite nice. And you get some more windows, get some guns there. You get the landing gear, which do roll, so you can roll as flying things should. Hooray for flying and rolling things. And moving down the back, not much to talk about. A lot of panel lines, but hey, it's a Transformer. It has to have panel lines, just the way it works. Oh no, not too shabby. And there is the top, there is the bottom, and the blades can spin, alright. You can get a couple rotations before it kind of wobbles to a stop. Actually, if you bring the blades together like that, it actually spins a lot more freely. That works so much better. But when you actually have them splayed out, it just kind of weeble wobbles to an abrupt stop. So, no. And the back blades can also spin a little bit, not too freely, but you can get a couple rotations out of it. So, there you go. And for comparison, here it is with the Unique Toys Vortex. So you can see how that works out. Here it is with Combiner Wars Vortex. It's Alpha Bravo. And here it is with G1 Vortex because it's precious. Oh, so precious. So there you have that. Now, as far as accessories go, obviously you get these two guns here, which just plug into the sides of the helicopter mode. But you do also get his main gun right here. As you can see, very simple, very cartoony. You can flip down the handle there. There you go. Not a whole lot to it, but it gets the job done. And you can store this on the chopper. You can flip down this front section here. It does rotate down. And you just bring that down like so to reveal the ports. And this will just plug in right there. And you kind of just give it a little bit. Once you have this in, just give a little squeeze there, like so. It holds in okay. I can usually get it to hold in a bit tighter than that. Come on. Come on. There we go. Just get it nice and squoze in there. There you go. It shouldn't wobble. It's going to wobble a little bit, but it won't flop around on you too much. But that's basically the storage there for all of his weapons. So, hey, you know, things you can do if you want to do them. But yeah, that is basically it for the helicopter mode. So let's get down to transformation, shall we? Oh, come back to me. There we go. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into combine mode and then go into robot mode. Now, as the box states, all built in. Basically, that means that as far as the combined mode goes, there is no parts forming. All of the combined mode hands, feet, chest plates, heads, all the combined mode parts are actually built into the robot themselves. So there is going to be no parts forming as far as the combined mode goes. Obviously, weapons are always going to be a separate piece, but as far as all the combined mode pieces proper, everything is built into the robot. So that's pretty cool. So let's remove the guns here, and we'll flip this back up, get that back squozen, and we will, you don't have to remove these guns, but per the instructions, they're supposed to be taken off, but hey, leave them on, take them off, as always your toy, display it however you wish, but we'll remove these, and we shall begin. So the first thing you want to do is you want to take the blades here, and they will compress in like so, and compress in like so. And then we can just bring them together, and that just gets them out of our way. And we're going to flip in the landing gear as well. Just flip those in, flip those forward like that, and there you go. So now, to begin, we're going to take these pieces here, just rotate them up like so. Take these sections here, just pull them out to untab them, and then bring them up. Pull out, bring up, and then we untab this whole section here and just raise that up like so. And once we've done that, we can come down here, and these panels will untab and come out. These do like to kind of get in the way here. We're going to bring it out and bring that out like so. Open up these panels, and then we come up here, and these panels will untab, and you bring those up. And once you've done all that, we then just kind of take all this and just kind of crack them in half. And there we go. Just undo that, bring all that down, and all of this will unfold like so. And once you get to about this point here, bring these down, and those will tab in to lock that in place. And we got that. And here you can see the combined mode hand, just kind of all folded up in here. So we're going to split this right here. For the hand, you want to rotate it, and then bring it up, and we can open up the fingers here. Want to rotate and bring that up. Again, open up the fingers. On this side we have the thumb, just kind of folded up in here. So we just bring that to the side and unfold the thumb. And there you have the hand. So then we just tab all of this together. Get all lined up. And tab, 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 tab. Get everything nice and squozen. Get it all nice and squozen. And then you just bring these down. They will tab in right there. And then you bring these in. And these will just interlink again. And tab into place. And we're pretty much done there. So now, let me raise up a little bit here so I got some room to operate. There we go. So what we're going to do here is we're actually going to flip up this landing gear again, because we need to push out the combiner piece here that just flips down like so. And this little bit right here will come down, and that will actually lock this in place and keep it from flipping back up. So push that in, then we can close this back up like so. And then we're going to just rotate at the waist, so we have our elbow facing the right direction. We can also rotate the hand as well. And then we can just bring this assembly back down, bring these back down, and tab it back into place. Bring that back down, tab that back into place like so. There we go. And then just bring these back down, bring those back down. Before we work with those, we'll come back here because we do have to do a little bit here. As far as these rear blades go, you want to separate them. Focus, there we go. You want to bring this section down, these two blades down, so that way these two can just come together like so. Take these fins, bring them up. You're going to split this down the middle. Bring this down, fold this back, come around to the other side, bring that down. This will shift over like so, and then this will fold in. You just kind of have this, so it's just kind of squared off there, like that. And then we can just splay these back out. You can leave them like that. Again, totally whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do, just going per the instructions here. Again, if you want, you can plug these guns back in. If you want to, totally up to you. Again, just going by the instructions, but hey, your toy, do what you want. But there you go. There you have Impetus, aka Vortex, in his arm mode. And that works out pretty well, and that's actually a pretty good looking arm, in my opinion. That works out very well. You can see the hand there. You do actually get a pretty decent amount of rotation, considering how it works. It can go that far down, it can go that far up. Considering how this works, that's a pretty decent amount of wrist rotation there. And we'll get into like all of the articulation once we actually review the combined mode, but yeah. That works out pretty well. Works out pretty well. You know what that gets from me? You know what that gets from me? Thumbs up. Yep, thumbs up. There you go. So not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. So now, let's go down to robot mode. So, let's close these back up so they're not in our way. Bring these back up, or should we? Yeah, that's right. Just thinking about the order of things here, but it doesn't matter. So we'll undo these, bring them back up, take all this, bring this back up. We can rotate his waist so everything's facing forward. We can just take this panel and just bring that back down to the little locking piece. And we do have to undo landing gear, so we can push this back up, close that back up, and there we go. So you know what, we're going to do the legs here. So you want to rotate the hand back down like so. And you want to, oh, actually before we split anything, we have to undo these panels. Let's do things in the proper order now. Undo these first. Open that up. Open that up. And now we split. Whoop. Come on, split. Split. There we go. Split. There we go. And you just want to just take the fingers and just fold them in. So they sit like that, bring that down, rotate around. This will now flip back in, like so. Tab that back in. You want to take this panel now and just bring this all the way in and over, like so. On this side, you do have a little post that will just plug in right there. So just get that lined up and just plug that in. Flip down his foot. This little panel right here will just flip up right there. And there you have a leg all done. Second pass, almost like the first. We have to deal with the thumb here on this side. So you just fold up the thumb like that, and that will just rotate in. And then bring the fingers up and over. Then just bring that down, rotate, flip that up, close that up. We can bring this up now, like so. Bring this around, flip this around. There's no peg for this side. It just sits right there, but it stays just fine. Bring down his toes, and there you have the legs all done. So now, continuing on, as far as these skirt pieces go, you want to untab the front and the back here. That will allow you to then bring the side section out like so, and you can then take the hip and it does shift outward like that. I wish there was a lock for it though, because this does move around a little too freely for me, but it's a pretty stiff joint. But still, just when you're trying to pose them, this has a tendency to want to collapse in, so I wish there was at least like a swooping point just to kind of hold that in place, but I don't know. It is what it is. But once you do that, you can then bring the front and back panels down first, and you can see there are little notches here for those tabs to sit in. And that's how you want that. So you can see the difference between the two sides there. So you do the same thing on the other side, just undo that, bring it out, and shift the hip out, and then boom, boom, and boom. And there you go. So now we can work on the upper body. And let's see if I can do this without popping his head off, because one thing, this part of the transformation, I have yet to do this without popping his head off. Even in the JTI, I popped his head off. So, you know, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I think I have it down, but it still manages to not work for me somehow. So you want to take these sections here, which will be his arms, bring them out to the side, bring them down. Bring this out to the side, and bring it down. So ideally, at this point here, you want to take his head, and you just want to push it down. And you'll see there's an opening for it, so you want to push it down. That's supposed to get it out of the way, and I already popped his head off. I can never do this. I can get him back into helicopter mode without popping his head off, but getting him to robot mode, head always pops off. I just can't do it. I can't do it. You know, we're just going to leave his head off. I don't care. There is parts forming. There is. Because his head won't stay on. Anyway. Sorry, not the end of the world. But anyway, once you untap these sections here, they will just rotate outward like so. And you want to straighten this section out. For this part here, you want to take these side sections and rotate them around. And rotate them around. And then all of this will just collapse in like so. And you want to do the same thing on the other side. Just bring that up so you can rotate this around. Rotate this around. And then make sure all that stays nice and square. And just collapse all that down like that. So you got that going on. Then we just raise this up. And we want to bring these down. And you want to just bring these two sides together so they meet in the middle like so. It helps if you kind of use the ab crunch here. And you just take these and you just push them down. Boop, into the body like so. And there you go. So now we take this section, just bring that down, bring that down. There's a double hinge here, so you want to collapse this up like that. There's also a little clip for this tab right here. So just clip that into place. And then you got tabs that will go in right up in here. So line that up, tab that in, and there we go. Now, if the head stays on, it would be turn around, rotate the head, and we're pretty much at the home stretch now. We just have to transform his arms. So this section right here opens up. This section rotates to reveal the hand. Close it back up. Take all this, swing it around, rotate, so your elbows are facing the right way. There you have an arm all done. Second verse is just like the first. So bring that down, rotate, close, flip, thoop, rotate, and then last thing we can do here. Again, as far as these go, you can do whatever you want, but ideally, you want to have them splayed out. And I think we're done. Are we done? Yes, we're done. We're done. And there you go. There you have Impetus, a.k.a. Vortex, in his robot mode. And he's a good-looking Vortex. Very nice-looking Vortex, in my opinion. He's definitely got that cartoony vibe going. I dig it. I dig it. I can work with this. Let's get in close here so we can take a look at that noggin. You can see nice red there for the visor. You also get the mouth plate that is painted. Oh no, pretty nice looking head sculpt. Get some blue there on the crotchio region. Oh no, everything I think works out pretty nicely. He's got little toesies just poking out there. And as far as the back goes, you can see it's a fairly clean transformation. It does have a bit of a backpack going on there, but that's the typical kind of helicopter former backpack, but not too bad. Now, articulation-wise, the head is on a ball joint at the top, and there's also a ball joint at the base of the neck, too, so you have two ball joints to work with there, although this one likes to pop off. But you do, if his head stays on, you get a wiggle-waggle, because the ball joint up top is definitely stiffer than the ball joint at the bottom, but you do get some nice wiggle-waggle. You get some up, you get some down. You can do, if his head stays on. This can do a pretty good squirrel. You can pretty much do that if you want. And of course, full 360. Arms can do a full 360. They can move in and out. You got your bicep rotation. He has a double jointed elbow. You get a pretty good range of movements there. You do have wrist rotation, which is quite snug on mine. The fingers are articulated. The thumb is on a ball joint at the base. And each finger is just on a hinge at the base. So you get some posability there. It does have waist rotation, which is quite snug. You also get A nice ab crunch going on there. Of course, these panels can move out of the way to accommodate leg movement. Legs can move forward, that far, back, that far, outward. You can do the full splits, and then some a little bit. And again, this is where I wish there was some kind of locking point there. Yeah! You got thigh rotation. You have 90 degrees of bend there out to the knee. And as far as the feet go, his little toes can move up if you needed to. And you get a bit of ankle tiltage. And of course we can give him his weapons. We can give him these little guns right here. And they just plug on to his forearms to complete the vortexy look. So you got that going on. And you also have his main gun here, which we can flip down the handle. And you can see we have this tab right here, which will go into this notch here in his palm. And you just have to get his thumb positioned in the right spot here. And you can see it just kind of drops into that notch right there. Like that. And he just got his fingers wrapped around it. And he does hold that pretty securely, so he can pew pew bang bang, pew pew bang bang. And there you have that. And now for comparison. Here he is with the unique toys, Vortex. Here he is with Combiner Wars, Vortex. And here he is with G1 Vortex, because he's precious! Oh, so precious. And here he is with Masterpiece Starscream. And last but certainly not least, here he is with Masterpiece Megatron. So, there you go! So there you have Impetus, and this is definitely a very nice first impression for this new combiner. Now me personally, I don't care about parts forming, I care even less when it comes to combiners, but it is cool that they are incorporating all the combined mode parts into the robots themselves. The transformation does work very well, it works pretty smoothly. The only thing that's a bit annoying is that I can't get him into robot mode without popping his head off. That's the only thing. That's a bit of an annoyance. Not the end of the world, just a bit of an annoyance, but all in all, everything does work as it should. So yeah, overall, it's a very nice, solid, sturdy figure, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how the rest of the set comes out, so there you go. Now, if you would like this or any of Ocular Max's other offerings, you can always check out BigBadToyStore.com for availability. There will be a link in the description down below, so you can check that out. You can also check out the Assaultus playlist for all future reviews, also linked in the description down below, so you can check that out as well. And I think that's it. So don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out Lori Plan, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff down in the description below. And I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So there is the Ocular Max Impetus, and this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old because you stop playing. Be a geek, be proud, boom in your face. Vortex, I just created you and I can already tell you that you're my favorite. Oh, that's sweet. So listen, what does this job pay? Pay? Fighting for the glory of the Decepticons is payment enough! Uh-huh. What about health insurance? Yeah, in this line of work we really can't insure much of anything. Okay, so no pay, no insurance. Yeah. I'll see you around. Hey, you know what? You're not my favorite anymore.